This is NEUR, a goalkeeper, but this isn't his usual position. He's playing in the position of a defender, sometimes as a midfielder. Let me break it down. Bayern play 4-1-4-1, or basically 3-4-3, but you see, they also play an eye line. So this guy sweeps the ball away and destroys forwards. But don't forget, he's a goalkeeper. You see, in this video, we'll be breaking down 9 weird football tactics, from weird formations to totally bonkers football ideas. Let's dive in. This is a normal team during kickoff. But this is PSG. Wow. At kickoff, instead of building up slowly, PSG will launch the ball forward immediately. The striker will tap the ball and a midfielder or a defender will smash it long into the opposition's half. Then the PSG players will simply sprint forward to press high. Very abnormal. Do you know what else is abnormal? The fact that 99.3% of my viewers are not subscribers. Please subscribe, please, so I can get to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you. And let's get back to the video. Then the PSG players will simply sprint forward to press high. Very abnormal. But you see, it's not. By kicking it long, PSG skip the risky pass near their box because teams are way more vulnerable to being pressed there. Plus, it immediately puts the opponent under pressure in their own half. If PSG win the second ball, they would instantly be in an attacking territory, and that's dangerous.
Welcome to Kiev. 2 teams, one enormous prize on offer. It's Italy against Spain.
Spain came into the Euro 2012 final versus Italy officially set up in a 4-3-3. On paper, it looked normal: 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 attackers. But once the game started, the whole world realized something different was happening.
Gorgeous pass for Fabregas and David. Much again, Jordi Alba. Away. Torres is in here for 3. Better, you know, Torres. Grand Matter is there, it's 4.
Spain demolished Italy 4-0. But it wasn't just the scoreline that shocked everyone, it was the tactics. Spain weren't really playing a 4-3-3, they were actually playing a 4-6-0, with no recognized striker at all. Instead, they used the false 9 system.
What a perfect start as they search for a second straight.
Spain lined up with 4 centre backs across the back line, but they played the high defensive line to compress the pitch. In midfield, there were 6 midfielders: Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Alonso, Silva and Cesc Fabregas, constantly rotating. Cesc wasn't a striker, he drifted deep, dragged defenders out of shape and created overlaps in midfield. This meant Spain had total control of possession. They played their iconic tiki-taka, circulating the ball endlessly, not to bomb forward recklessly, but to dominate space, rhythm and tempo.
Much again, Jordi Alba.
This is Flamengo. This is also Flamengo. Do you notice they don't have an active formation? Can you still see it? But behind all this is a man. Philip.
What are you doing with my phone?
Oh, sorry.
Let's get back to the video, I'm sorry.
In the Brazilian league this season, he's got 4 assists.
Football is built on formations: 4-3-3, 4-4-2, 3-5-2, we all know them. But what if I told you one of Brazil's greatest clubs, Flamengo, basically plays with no formation at all? And even crazier, it was the left back turned coach, Felipe Luis, who helped turn this chaos into a title-winning system. On paper, Flamengo line up in a classic 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, nothing special. But when the game kicks off, that structure disappears. The system is so fluid, it looks like basketball. Constant rotations, overlapping and position swaps. The full-backs fly forward, the wingers drift inside, the midfielders cover spaces everywhere. It's not really a 4-2-3-1 anymore. At times, it looks like a 2-3-5, at times a 3-2-5, and sometimes even a 4-4. Now, here's why this system worked so well in Brazil. Brazilian football has always embraced jogo bonito, skill, freedom, improvisation. Players are comfortable leaving their positions and drifting where the game takes them. So when Filipe Luis and Flamengo turned their backline into a free-flowing rotating system, the players didn't panic, they thrived.
Do you guys know that cerebral actually tricked you? He jumped from number 8 to number 5.
Shut up, don't tell them what's wrong with you. Why are you doing my phone again?
If I report me in your video, just seen it.
This is Marcelo Bielsa. Look, he doesn't see football like the rest of us. He isn't just a coach, he's an actual coach's coach.
Admiration for Marcelo Bielsa is huge. So, because he made the players better, not much better.
To break down his weird tactics properly, we will use the two clubs where his tactics worked pretty well. Athletic Bilbao and Leeds. So yeah, that's 6 and 7. This is 2012. Athletic Bilbao are facing Manchester United in the second leg of the Europa League semi-finals. Alex Ferguson's side lost the first leg. Well, the whole world thinks this should be United's time to revenge. Guess what, guys? Manchester United were destroyed, absolutely cancelled. When Bielsa arrived in Spain to take charge of Athletic Bilbao, everyone thought the style was too extreme for La Liga. But in just his first season, he transformed Bilbao into one of the most feared pressing machines in Europe. Forget zonal marking. Bielsa demanded strict man-to-man pressing with defenders following their opponents anywhere, even into midfields. The system was a 3-3-1-3 at times, shifting constantly depending on the ball's position. The result, chaos for the opponent. They reached the Europa League final and the Copa del Rey final that year, and though they lost both, Bilbao under Bielsa became the talk of Europe. Fast forward to 2018. Leeds United had been stuck in the English Championship for 16 years, and then Bielsa came in. Within weeks, he turned an average squad into high-speed warriors. The tactics, the same intensity from Bilbao, but now adapted to English football. High pressing, quick transitions, overloads in wide areas, and an obsession with fitness. Leeds players were running 30% more than their opponents every single match. In 2020, Bielsa did the impossible. He brought Leeds back to the Premier League. But he didn't just stop there. In their first season back, Leeds finished 9th, playing fearless attacking football and scoring 62 goals. Neutrals loved them.
Ipswich. I think it's a pleasure for me if he come on the end, because he's one of the best managers in the world.
This is Fabian Otzars. He coaches Brighton. But just before he came here, he was the coach of St. Pauli, and there we saw some really bizarre tactics. Otzar is 29. Right from 2020, he has been an assistant coach for St. Pauli. Well, Timo Skolds was sacked. St. Pauli were placed 15th in the Bundesliga 2. Well, this is his time to impress. On the 23rd of December, Otzar was appointed as the head coach of St. Pauli, leading them to a 10-win streak in the second Bundesliga, the highest in the club history. They finally finished 5th in that season. By the 2023-2024 season, Otzar took St. Pauli to the top of the second Bundesliga. The man who was called young and inexperienced did the unthinkable. But wait, during thorough investigation, something was found. In an average formation, there are typically 3 or more midfielders. But look at St. Pauli's match footage. Right in that midfield, there's only one midfielder. Let me break it down properly. St. Pauli played 3-4-3 as their base formation, and on paper, these two guys are the midfielders, Jackson Irvine and Marcel Attel, but they are not regular midfielders. Ivan is more of a box-to-box midfielder and Atel is more of a playmaking number 10. But now watch as no traditional midfielder occupies the midfield. When in possession or on the build-up to an attack, there is a solid back three with a centre-back stepping forward a bit so the goalkeeper occupies the space. The back three stays put, centre-backs and goalkeeper Nicola Vasigio form the base. One centre-back, probably Smith, might step slightly forward but rarely beyond the halfway line to avoid risks. Now the wing-back don't hold the fourth line. They invert or bomb up immediately and the nominal centre midfielders simply roam high or wide instead of anchoring. Now look, there are 7 guys forward. This gives them a numerical advantage and made it possible for them to create a dynamic movement. Let's play a game. This is a table containing 3 cards, numbered 3, 2, 1. So guess the card with the numbers. On October 26, 2024, Mbappe broke a record. Well, not a good one. The highest number of offsides in a single match, and that match was against Barca, a team led by Hansi Flick. This wasn't the first time. Barca have always tormented forwards again and again, but let me break it down properly. Barca play 4-2-3-1. If it tells you anything, it means insane pressing. They press in waves. The striker, usually Lewandowski, starts the trigger, forcing the ball one way. The wingers close passing lanes while Pedro or Gavi step up to join the press. Behind them, the defensive line stays dangerously high, often near the halfway line. The goal is simple: suffocate the opponent and win the ball back quickly. (2-4-4). That might sound like an emergency number, but what if I told you that that's the formation Bayern used under Vincent Kompany? If you're familiar with Bayern's game, what I just said might sound a bit confusing. Let me explain. Bayern starts in the 4-2-3-1, but when the game develops and they push up, things look a little different. The 2 fullbacks step into the midfield, creating 2 extra options. The defenders adapt and the forwards push high. Suddenly, Bayern transforms into a 2-4-4. But the big question is why? First, this shape creates a box in the build-up with the 2 pivots acting as support. It also forces opponents to break their defensive shape just to cover Bayern's attack, opening huge passing lanes. And even if the opponent holds their structure and regains the ball, Bayern are already in the perfect shape to counter press. I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm sorry. Thank you all for watching. It actually means a lot. You can check out my other videos and follow me on my socials as well.